personal reasons. However, I just got done watching the England-Slovakia game, and I had to talk about this game very quickly. So, firstly, of course, over the moon that England managed to win 2-1 in the end. Great game. Great game as a neutral, I'd imagine. Very entertaining. Watching an England side underperform and then come back from the 1-goal deficit scored early on in the first half to win 2-1. Apologies, by the way, if this doesn't sound as good as other videos. I'm holding the mic, as you can see right here. I'm going to try not to move as much as possible though. But I just wanted to have my say quickly on what I thought this game consisted of. And also I felt bad for not getting an upload out today. Thank you for all the support, by the way. It's been a crazy last couple of days. But yeah, really appreciate you guys and your support. It means a lot. But as I was saying, England. How bad were we today? We were terrible. From minute one, we didn't look like we wanted to attack Slovakia at all, which is never what you want to see from your home side, you know. You want to see the heavy favourites in England in this game go in with a mentality of we can score early, we can score 2 goals, 3 goals against a side that have been impressive so far, but nonetheless a weaker side. I was sat in the pub watching this with a few friends, and instantly we knew this was the same England that played against Slovenia and Denmark and Serbia. Nothing had changed. The inclusion of Kobe Mainu in midfield, I really enjoyed. I thought it was a nice partner to Rice, better than anybody who's been there so far. You know, Gallagher, Trent Alexander-Arnold. I forget who else we started there at one point. I think that balance between him and Rice worked well, but it put a bit too much defensive work on Rice, which is more of a Rice problem than it is a Mainu problem. I'm going to go through the team one by one and give a couple player ratings. So Jordan Pickford in goal. Tough game for Pickford because there's not been much that he had to do, and the one thing that he could have done was going to be a very hard thing for him to do, you know. For him to be able to stop that goal would have been a minor miracle. And other than that, Slovakia didn't really attack too much, but good distribution, I thought. Good long kicking as always, which seems to be the England way at the moment, from goal kicks and free kicks and offside kicks and whatever you want to call them. I think they're just called free kicks, but yeah, good game by Jordan Pickford. I'd give him a 6 out of 10. I didn't think he was too bad. The fullbacks. Where do I start with Kyle Walker in this game, man? This guy was terrible. Kyle Walker's from the same hometown as me, so I tried to give the guy a little bit of leniency, but I thought he was our worst player on the pitch today. I think everything he did had a negative impact on the game. I don't think there was much that he did that I was like, wow, he was really good. That was a really good move. I think he relies so much on his speed these days that when it doesn't work, there is no plan B for Kyle Walker. I think he's very one-dimensional. Don't get me wrong, he's a great defender. He plays brilliantly for Manchester City under Pep Guardiola. But I just don't see that for England all the time. I think I see it more often than not, a drop in his performances for England. I think it's important going forward that we have a bit of balance at the back. I think Kyle Walker is great at his job when he's on his game, but today he was very off his game. Constantly getting spun by Slovakian attackers and midfielders. I think even fullbacks were doing it at one point, which is crazy. You know, there was one moment in the first half where he kept a man on I tried to keep a man on the outside, but just got spun, and the guy went on the inside and almost scored. I can't remember who that was for them. I want to say it was their left back. But yeah, Kyle Walker going to get a 3 out of 10 for me today. I was very surprised when he played the full 90 minutes. I think if anyone should have been dragged off, it should have been Kyle Walker. Alongside this man who did get dragged off, Kieran Trippier. Again, another poor performance, just looking few younger Slovakian players that were faster than him, and made to look silly in the first half especially. Massively at fault for the goal, along with the two centre-backs, who I'm going to get onto in a second. But the fact that he came off because of injury, but I'd have took him off long before then personally. I think for me he's going to get like a 4 out of 10. Better than Kyle Walker, but marginally. The two centre-backs I'm going to quickly go over. So Mark Gay, to say he got a yellow card very early, I think he played well. Yes, him and Stones and Trippier all at fault for the goal. Bit of a miscommunication. Both centre-backs went for the ball at the same time and the full-back didn't cover. So that was everyone's fault really. But to say that Mark Gay, he got a pretty unfair yellow card early on and managed to play the majority of the game after that point and still stayed pretty solid and firm is impressive. I'd give Mark Gay a 5 out of 10 today. I don't think it's anything incredible. I think he's had better performances in this tournament so far. I'd say it was probably the least solid that he's looked, as compared to the Serbia game where he basically ran the show at the back. He shut their strikers out all game. And then John Stones, I'm going to give a 7 out of 10 too, because John Stones he's the composure at the back that we need. I saw online that he got a pretty low rating. I don't really understand why. Again, at fault for the goal, yes, to an extent, but so with 2 other players, 3 other players, 4 other players maybe. It was a general breakdown of play that was pretty poor from the England side in general. Declan Rice, I'm going to give a 6 out of 10 too. I don't think it was his best game. The shot that hit the post was an almost crazy moment. I've seen Rice do that many times this season as an Arsenal fan, and I'm kind of hoping that it spurs him on to do it more for England, because he's very good at it. He can hit a long range shot around the box very well, very clean. It almost crept in and brought England back into the game, that one. But no, 6 out of 10 for Rice. I think he covered a lot of defensive work that other people weren't picking up. I think Trippier's flaws and Walker's flaws led to Rice having a worse game because he was having to do other jobs. But I don't think he was bad at all. I think he played pretty well. Kobe Mainu, as I said, I'm going to give a 7 out of 10 too. I think the first half, again, another player that got a yellow card very early on, which was really weird. I don't know what the referee was trying to do, whether they'll sort of set an example or something, but it didn't work. But yeah, I think overall, I might actually give Kobe Mainu an 8 out of 10. I think he was really good today. I really rate him. As an Arsenal fan saying that kind of hurts, because, they're a pretty big rival of ours, Manchester United. But yeah, I think Mainu for England today was really good. I think probably his best performance I've seen in an England shirt so far, which, when it matters, is the most important. So that's, crucial that he played well today, and he did. Jude Bellingham. Now, controversially, the goal, no doubt, insane, ridiculous goal, proves his own quality with a goal like that. That proves how insane he is at football. The guy's a baller, and the future of England, no doubt. But, other than the goal, I don't think this was Jude's best game. A couple of balls that he played went astray, a couple of long-range passes that just kind of went to nowhere. I think a few attempts to switch the play across to Phil Foden didn't really work. I think his link-up play with Mainu and Saka was the highlight of the game, for him anyway, other than the goal, of course, which is probably going to be the goal of the tournament. But yeah, a little bit frustrating to see Jude today. I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10 just because the goal was ridiculous and came at the best possible time. But other than that, I don't think he did too much. I think Mainu had a better game than him personally. On the left, very quickly, Phil Foden. What on earth is that guy doing recently? I'm not even just saying that because he's a Man City player. What is he doing for England? He looks lost on the left-hand side. He doesn't look like he's part of the game at all. He gets roughed up by defenders constantly, who he can't bully back because he's not got the build for it. He's not even a danger. He scored the goal that was offside, which, that would have counted. Great, really good move. But that all came from a Harry Kane ball to Trippier that was amazing. And Foden was right place, right time, but also ran into an offside position despite being the faster man. And if he'd just held up play a little bit, he could have waited for the drag back. But again, who am I to say? I'm not a professional footballer here. But for me, Foden gets a similar sort of rating to Walker, 3 out of 10. Very ineffective on the left-hand side. Lost the ball a lot, seem to want to play for fouls and throw-ins, which is never good at 1-0 down. You know, be more direct, like you are for Manchester City. His crossing and his set pieces, I don't understand why he takes them. He's sort of the third set piece taker after Trent Alexander-Arnold and Kieran Trippier, which just baffles me because I don't know what he's done to deserve that role. He doesn't take set pieces from Man City as far as I'm aware. Then again, they do have Kevin De Bruyne, but you know, someone who doesn't take those set pieces in league play, in club level football, taking them for England in a round of 16 match. I don't know. I'd rather have anybody else on them, really. But yeah, I think Foden, poor game today. I want to see better out of him next game against Switzerland because it's going to be important for us to all be on our A game in that game because Switzerland are a very strong side. Bukayo Saka, as much as it pains me to say, is going to get a 4 out of 10. Much like Kieran Trippier, just ineffective. I don't know whether it's the link-up play with Kane that just doesn't work. I think there's a big style clash in the team at the moment. I think Kane likes his wingers to be more direct and hard-working, whereas Saka and Foden seem to just want to get out wide, and that's not really what we need from them. So yeah, Saka unfortunately going to get a 4 out of 10. And then Kane, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10 too, because despite frustrating me for a lot of the game with the dropping back as he does a lot of the time, playing holding midfield for some reason which no one understands, he did score the goal, and he played a couple very good balls, and when I mentioned earlier to Trippier, across the field through about 3 defenders, which then Foden was in the offside position to score. Incredible ball. That's one of the best balls I've seen Harry Kane play, I think. I don't watch much Harry Kane because he plays in the Bundesliga now, but very cool to watch. Very, very good tonight. I felt very solid, which is what we need from a striker. Trying to think of the subs now who came on. Eze, very quickly going to give him a 5 out of 10. Maybe a 6 actually. A couple of good runs on the ball. Ivan Toney's actually going to get a 7 out of 10 here. I think he did exactly what he needed to do when he came on. Caused a little bit of chaos. That's all he needed to do. I'm trying to think of the other subs now. Conor Gallagher. I don't really like the guy, but I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10 because he came on and he was annoying for the Slovakian defence. He was just at them constantly. As soon as we went 2-1 up, he was, keeping the pressure on like a little pit bull. Very cool to see from a player who has kind of gone under the radar recently, I think. I don't particularly love his play style, but I know a lot of people do. Gareth Southgate today gets a 1 out of 10 for the severe lack of substitutes until like the 70th minute. Yes, it worked, but I don't think we can give much credit to Southgate here at all, in my opinion anyway. I've just realised I was going to put my first rant video